In other developments, Israel's Prime Minister has disbanded the six-member war cabinet he formed after the October 7th attacks. The move by Benjamin Netanyahu has been widely anticipated. He says he will continue to consult a limited group on what he called sensitive issues. The announcement comes just over a week after Benny Gantz quit the war cabinet. Let's speak to Bernard Smith about this. He's joining us from Amman in Jordan because the Israeli government has banned Al Jazeera. So this move, as we said, was widely expected, especially after Benny Gantz quit the war cabinet.
Yes, it was, Foley. The cabinet was set up in the days after October the 7th, essentially as a way of trying to show national unity, to bring in opposition MPs. Benny Gantz and Gadi Eisenkot, former chief of staff, joined. In fact, one of Gantz's reasons why he said he was willing to join this war cabinet was it would stop the far right from having any influence on the prosecution of the war. Well, now Gantz and Eisenkot have withdrawn. It only leaves Netanyahu and the defense minister, essentially. So he's dissolved it, and he's dissolved it, so Israeli media is reporting, because Itamar Ben-Gvir and Bezalel Smotrich, those far-right ministers keeping Netanyahu in power, they have been agitating to join this war cabinet. So rather than let them into the cabinet, he's dissolved it, and the reporting is that he'll use sort of a kitchen cabinet. He'll speak to some smaller advisors on what decisions to take regarding the continued prosecution of the war in Gaza.
Yeah, and also later this Sunday, we're expecting the U.S. Special Advisor Amos Hochstein to travel to Israel for talks to prevent an all-out war between Hezbollah in Lebanon and Israel. What message are we expecting him to carry?
So Amos Hochstein is President Joe Biden's special advisor on the Middle East, on the region. He's arriving, the White House says, to avoid further escalation along the blue line between Israel and Lebanon. That's the official border. He's trying to avoid an escalation there. He arrives because of a real increase in the exchanges of fire across the border. It's been quieter in the last 48 hours, but before that there'd been a step up in exchange of fire. And in Israel, it's a very live political issue, because since October there's been some 60,000 people, 28 towns and villages evacuated from along there. The Israelis who live there want to go home. The government wants them to go home. They want to be there ideally before the start of the school year on September the 1st. And Israel says it's ready to negotiate something, as is Hezbollah. But Hezbollah says it's only going to sit down and talk when there is a ceasefire in Gaza. And as we've seen, the momentum for that has really dissipated over the last few days. An Israeli military spokesman has said in the last 24 hours that Hezbollah's increasing aggression is bringing us to the brink of what could be a wider escalation.
Bernard, thank you very much. That's Al Jazeera's Bernard Smith reporting there live from Amman, Jordan.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.